Howdy friends, welcome back to the House of Tone. My name is Wes Lee. I started a YouTube channel to show what my life is like as a band instrument repair technician. I appreciate you stopping by. Well, today is the first Tuesday of October 2021, so I'm bringing back Cool Tool Tuesday. I've had a little bit of a break of the action this evening. I just closed the shop for the customers. I've got some more work to do tonight, but I wanted to make a video. I haven't seen y'all in a little over a week. I tried to make a on-site video between the action at the band contest last Saturday. That didn't turn out so much. So I'll get you that. I'm excited to show you what I'm working with. I'll get it all set up. We dealt with rain Saturday. So the first thing that I've been dealing with since Saturday night when the deluge happened, all my stuff got wet and I'm dealing with rust. So the first cool tool that we're going to talk about is rust. Let's jump right in. So it comes up all the time, rust removal. My tools got rained on Saturday night, and this is what I've gotten up to. This is 3 days past, and so I've got this rust to deal with. This handle was rusted. It started like this. Turned out like this. I buff these using a black compound on a buffing wheel. And in an extreme case like this, I use Johnson's paste wax. For everyday use, I use Ferrees Jet 85 rust inhibitor. This is great stuff. Every time I use my dent hammers, I spray it. It puts this coating on. These got wet, and they did not turn out bad. A light buffing was all it took in spraying them down again. I had to retire my old favorite Craftsman box after everything has gotten so wet and I'm on the go so much. This is an Explorer case. This is military grade, full ATA. It's waterproof seal. Deep top box, drawers for all my tools in here. So got the cool purge valve for flying and all kinds of padlock points. Was a must for me. Remember, I had to sacrifice my P71. So this is the replacement that I ordered. So now I have a pair of these. But wait, all three sizes, trumpet, trombone, French horn, all have the cutout. I'm betting that I can use this also for some baritones. And I'm thinking maybe some mellophones, marching baritones. I think we have a whole lot of possibilities right here in this. I'm excited to put these to use. I think they're going to be great additions. This one weighs the most. Obviously, it's the biggest. It probably weighs 8 to 10 pounds. These are super light. I've got a French horn that we're going to be using this on coming up real soon. One question that I get asked very often is, how do I have my vise mounted in the floor? Actually, my vise is not mounted in the floor. I'm pretty embarrassed to show the way this looks, but I'll show it to you nonetheless. This is not the permanent spot for my vise. I actually haven't decided where I want my vise to go. I actually was talking to Curtis Ferrees, who has become a pretty good friend of mine now. I was asking about shows coming up, such as in my area, it's the State of Mississippi Music Clinic. And they have booths set up, and I want to be able to do on-site repairs inside and maybe do some demonstration stuff. So I was talking to Mr. Ferrees, and he was like, oh, we have this bench that we made to take to shows. And so he ended up sending me a copy of it, and I'm going to tweak that some, and that's probably going to go over here where the wooden bench that's so rickety that I work off of most of the time is my soldering bench. I'm probably going to build something big and heavy over there, and this vise will become a part of that. And so this side will become all part storage and dead bodies so I can get my stuff out of long-term storage. So I'm still always thinking about how to utilize my space more. I appreciate that question from the comments. It's come up more than once. So this is just an old Colombian vise. It's exactly like the one that was in the shop that I worked for so many years, and I just got to know the feel of them. So I ordered it, broken off of eBay, and then fixed it. And I'll show you how I've got it rigged up. So this is it. This is a grinder stand. I got this from McMaster Car. It just bolts together. There's 3 carriage bolts going through a doubled up piece of 3/4 plywood. It's turned lengthwise so that I can bring a rod out and it won't tip. So it's not permanent. If you get down on it, it'll move. And because it's carriage head bolts on the bottom, it doesn't sit quite. You just have to deal with it. So I really wasn't kidding when I said it's not fancy. But this has been pretty good. I can put a 4-foot dent rod on it. It doesn't tip over. And that's what I need it to do. So for now, this has been really good for me. Plus in the summertime, my air conditioner is right here. So this is a great cool zone. So that's actually a plus for leaving it here. The year was 1994. I had been working in the field for a little while, and I finally got a little bit of money, and I bought myself some really nice screwdrivers. And I have been using these since then. These are all but smooth. The handles don't come away from their blades anymore. They have been worn smooth. This, my favorite red one here, I have tried to re-knurl, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And you can see it just wears more and more smooth. I love these screwdrivers. Enter my new favorite screwdrivers. Been using these a lot. They're filed well. They're hard. They don't break. Upgrades. Most of the time, yeah, there it goes. My screwdrivers will start rolling away. These, because of the way the head shape is, they don't. I like this better. This is an improvement. This knurling is really nice, and it fits well into the palm of my hand, so I can get good hand action on that, and it feels very positive. They have some flex to them, but these have been really good so far. I've been using these for a little while, and I'm digging on them. Pretty cool new tools. They're updates of these. You can't get these anymore, so don't even think about those. And we think about these. And this is some nice stuff. And quite the variety of sizes. I'm still settling into which ones are my favorites. But you can probably look and see the wear patterns and find out for yourself. So these are really cool screwdrivers that Ferrees is doing now. This is a really cool tool right here. It's an endoscope like you saw me use. Instead of having to hook it up to the computer and do a voiceover, this has its own screen. So it comes with its own SD card, some accessories, USB charger. It's got some instructions, but I didn't even read them. You don't even need to. You fire it up. It'll give us a screen. It'll tell me that I don't have the card plugged in. If you're just using it to look, you don't need to use that. Okay, so we're gonna look down this trumpet lead pipe. And let's see if I can do all this one time. Okay, so check this out. You can see all of the deposits that's left behind, or that's in there, and that your chem flush is going to have to take away. All these stalactites and stalagmites. And you could record this on the card and then put the card in your computer if you're going to send it to someone. So you can go down and you can see inside all of the tubes like this. Now, another thing that you can do is if you suspect solder joints, you can go in and see these tubes and you can check around, see that, and see that they're all there. Now another thing that I really like about this, I'm going to come in through the third port. I'm going to go through the second, and I'm coming up to see inside the first valve. And I noticed something right there. Look at that. Whoops. Right hand or left hand, Wes? There we go. Look at that bit of solder. And so that's a definite playability issue. And so I mean, that's huge, right? In terms of air consistency, airflow, that's a big deal. So you can come in and you can check all of your ports and stuff like this. So the borescope is really a cool thing. The other deal that I use it for is when I have a piston and I want to check for the valve alignment. So I'm going to screw my piston in, and then let's see if I can one hand this. You see that the silver part, that's the piston. And so if I'm doing precision valve alignment, then I can really come in and see how all of this lines up. So that is a pretty cool thing. And you can record this and then you can send it to your customer, or you can just take different recordings and use them in your database that you're keeping to see how horns are working. So I've been having a lot of fun with the borescope. Okay, and the last cool tool that I'm going to show you for today is not only a cool tool, but it's the cool service. So if you'll remember, this is our Busher True Tone project. Now we're fixing to go full bore onto it. We're going to be modding out the G-sharp key. We're actually going to put a tab on there to where it will actuate when you close B and B flat. So we're going to do some custom mods on that. But the cool part is it's got to look like it's from 1920 whatever. It's got to match this. So that's going to be exciting. We're putting a different thumb rest on it. The biggest hurdle was the pads. These had the snap-in pads. They're only available in a few sizes. Pads are available in any size. The metal back snap-in are only available in some sizes. So I called up my friend Curtis again. I gave him the raw measurements of the pads that came out of these cups. We had a discrepancy in sizes. So the super cool thing is that I bagged up all of the pads, sent him a note, and sent them up there. And in a couple of days, he went through and found every comparable size and thickness to match what I needed, so that when I go back to the horn, now everything is going to fit and it's all going to match. And I think it was all but one size that won't have the metal back in it. So if you have a specialty instrument or need a certain thing for a project, the super cool thing about Ferrees tools is that you can call them up and send your pad up there to them. You don't have to have the guesswork of going, well, I guess I need this and buy everything within that window, and maybe you have to buy it in 3 or 4 different models of pad. You can take what you have, send it up there, they own the machines. They own the die to punch out these metal back pads. And so they make them up for you. To me, it's a huge deal. My customer is like super stoked over it because I'm putting it back to as close to original as I can as far as the pads go. And, you know, it's just cool. It's cool that that's a service. So if you've never taken advantage of that, don't do the guesswork and don't buy hundreds of dollars of pads that you may or may not use in the next near future. Call on them. They're happy to do it. That's service. That's badass. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. Those are some pretty cool tools. As always, I'll put the part numbers down in the description below, and you can reach out to Ferrees Tools and talk to them about getting some of these cool tools for yourself. Got some good stuff going on, and every month seems like they're coming out with new stuff. It's pretty awesome. I'll also put the brand of that toolbox, maybe something you're interested in. The box itself weighs 30 pounds. So if you're looking at a machinist chest on the go, this box is a whole lot lighter. Oilless wheels, telescoping handle, ATA flight case, half the weight of a metal box, and it's waterproof. So that was my criteria with that, especially for the mobile rig and, like I said, getting rained on last week. So I have more rust removal to do after my dinner. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the videos. I appreciate it. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. I'm not real glamorous, so I'll tell you what I know, and what I think may not always be a good thing. This is Wes Lee signing out.